Hey, kinfolk, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's another day. I'm seeing these stories, not surprisingly at all, about how this, I'm running out of names for these individuals, but you know, Mr. War, Hegsworth, or whatever his name is, it's coming to light that he took some black female officers off of the promotion list or whatnot to and move them at a ceremony so that uh, the tangerine tyrant didn't have to stand next to him and all this other racist stuff that ain't new. It ain't new. But that and some of this other stuff, Iran, everything, it's just been reflecting lately. And let me tell you, the military is a microcosm of the United States. So things that exist in the general population definitely exist there. Now, what's interesting about it is that sometimes things have happened historically there first before they make way into society, um, and vice versa. But it's still an imperialistic white supremacist organization. And now I have no regrets about going in. My father was a Vietnam veteran. I'm an Iraq veteran. Desert Storm. Um, but I have no regrets about my actions and me going in because I knew why I went in. When you have a lack of opportunity and no societal forms of support and initiation for especially young men, we gonna find them in our own way. And unfortunately, in our society, in the lack of formal initiation, we have been forced to find those initiations primarily through prison or military, or both in some cases. Um, but yeah, just some of my own experience going in at 17, and being turning 18 in basic training, 19 and 20 in the woods of Grafenwehr, Germany, if you know, 21 in a foxhole on the border of Iraq watching the air war blow up the horizon every night and getting ready to launch into the ground war in a week or so. Um, I've had a lot of experiences. I was soldier of the quarter for my brigade, my battalion, my brigade, and soldier of the year when I was in Germany. Ended up getting a medal for, where they honored me as soldier of the year for Fifth Corps and everything. And the way I during that, I got some opportunities. But one thing that always stands up is that my white captain telling me that I had a career ahead of me and I had great opportunity. And then looking out the window at the people I hung out with and telling me, but you have to start picking your friends better. Now, it's only one thing that was meant by that. Because everybody that him and I was looking at as he made that comment were my friends. And they were all black. And I knew what he meant. If I was hanging out with them, I was going to lose out on opportunities. And being who I am, never even had a second thought. I said, yes, sir. And we would hit the club. We went out and had our barbecues. We did what we did. I don't give a damn. But, and then being in Iraq, and I was in a section that was myself. couple, you know, a Puerto Rican, Mexican sergeant. Everyone else was black. And we had the redneck as our staff sergeant. And I was bumping heads with them as everybody was. And right before the ground war, they broke us up because they thought, based on race, that we might have done something to them in the fog of war. So they divided us all up amongst other sections, and they gave him 7 good corn-fed country white boys from Missouri and everything, thinking he'd be okay. Now, the truth of the matter is, he was an ass. And within 2 weeks, them good old boys wanted to get him too. But that's how the military works. That's how our society works. White supremacy lives in all our systems, all our institutions, all our individuals, and it lives in the hearts and minds of many non-white individuals too. They just ain't seeing it that way. But they doing the sound bites. They saying that's the way it is. That's this, that's the other. And they become enemies to the people without realizing they're enemies to the people. So I've always been one. I went in knowing what it was. I made an agreement. I give you your 4 years. You're going to give me this experience, opportunities, initiation, and benefits. And then I'm out. I'm out. And I got a lot of friends with people in the military right now. And I've always been one to say it's a personal choice. It's a personal journey. But right now, those that are stuck in there, I wish you well. Those that are down with this bullshit, I hope you get what you hope for and what you deserve. And those thinking about going in right now, if you care about truth, integrity, and people, for the first time, I'm saying don't go, no matter what. And if you're a flag-waving, patriotic, Trump is right, I hope you go first and on the front line. I'm just saying. Stop acting like these are isolated incidents. Stop acting like it's bad apple. Stop acting like it's not the truth. This is a society based on white supremacy, and people will tell you to pick your friends if you want to succeed because they don't want to see you with the ones they've classified as the other. What they don't know about me, black and brown community has always been the ones that gave me a home and welcomed me. The white community has always been the obstacle that I had to navigate, that I got intimidated, bullied, jumped by, whatever. And I've always been called, since I was able to have an identity of my own as a young teenager, I've always been called a race traitor. But your races ain't mine. Peace.